Hello, I'm your host, Letitia Bishop, and welcome to the Beauty Talk podcast. If you don't know me, I'm a professional makeup artist and beauty writer. Thank you guys so much for coming back and listening to another show. I would love for you guys to take a screenshot of your phone while you're listening and tag me on your Instagram stories, and I'd love to say hi to you all. Today on the show, we have Sarah Keates, a wellness and lifestyle blogger, owner of a marketing and PR agency, plus she is a mum of a 7-year-old son. She is extremely busy, and the nature of her work requires her to constantly be radiant appearance. Today, she is going to chat with us about the beauty treatments and rituals that she does to save time and the biggest beauty impact in her busy lifestyle. So welcome to the show, Sarah.
Thank you so much. What a warm introduction. I was trying not to laugh when you were saying she needs to look radiant all the time.
Yes.
I think that's a far cry from the truth, but
no, you do look radiant.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sarah is actually the person who pushed/encouraged me to start this podcast. So we met on Instagram and I did her makeup for a photo shoot, and that's when we got started talking about the podcast, and she's like, just do it, just start one. So she could tell I clearly could not stop talking about beauty, so she thought I'd be perfect for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember we kind of bonded over smudged mascara because we both had that problem, and then we did that shoot together and got into talking about it, and you spoke so passionately, and I said, girl, you need to start a podcast because nobody has time to read blogs, and everybody's listening and they want to listen while they're putting on their makeup. That's what they want to do. That's what I do every single day. So
I do it as well, yeah.
I'm very happy when I successfully goad someone into doing something.
Good job, and here we are.
And here we are, so well done.
Yeah. So if you want to share with us a little bit about what you're about.
Sure. Thank you for the warm introduction. So I'm British, but I've been living here for about 10 years, and I come from a background of marketing, events, public relations, communications, and worked in big agencies and worked in nonprofit sector. And then in 2016, I thought, hey, why not set up your own business? So for some time, I did that as a side hustle whilst doing a regional directorship role, which had me traveling 30 times a year before COVID. I know. And super busy. And then in 2019, before COVID came along, I thought, why not quit your job and go all in on your business? So I did that, and obviously 2020 was extremely challenging, but here we are in 2021. I run an agency called White Orchid Insights. I have a little boy, Luca, he's 7 years old, and most people will probably know me from Instagram, where I talk about fitness and wellness and mental health and beauty and life in Hong Kong.
Life in Hong Kong, exactly. Busy.
All the things.
Busy. So I wanted to have Sarah on the podcast, obviously, because she's the one that made this all happen, really, like encouraged me to give it a go. So here we are.
You're a natural. You're doing well.
Thank you.
Did you get nervous?
Yes.
Still?
Second guest episode. Hopefully have less technical difficulties than my first one. And yeah.
What's easier, talking alone, like a monologue, or a guest?
Talking alone, I would say.
Is it easier?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's less pressure.
Less pressure, and you don't have to, worry about your guest's time, and yeah, you can do it again and again as much as you want. It's just your time you're wasting, not someone else's.
It's like talking to Instagram stories. That's a totally different kettle of fish than public speaking. Because if I say to people I don't really enjoy public speaking, and they say, but you're always talking to camera on Instagram stories, I say, yeah, but there's nobody watching me directly in the room.
Record
it's just me alone.
Yeah, and then you just hit publish and say, you kind of forget about it. Lots of people see it, actually.
Into the ether.
Exactly. So I thought you would be a perfect person to chat about beauty treatments you do, tools, little hacks you have for your life to, look, as we said, radiant, constantly radiant for your forward-facing lifestyle. And as a busy mum with your son and your Instagram stuff, and then your actual company and business that you run, that's a lot of things to juggle in one time. So how do you, and what are the things you constantly keep maintaining and doing to look ready but save time in the morning?
That's a really good question. I want to preface my answer by saying that I do love makeup. It's just over the years, my time has got tighter and tighter and tighter. So I used to be that girl that would take 3 hours to get ready for a night out. That was, to me, the best part of the night out. I loved it. I would get all of the makeup laid out. I had all the products. I was super, super into it. And I still love watching beauty content on Instagram and learning about makeup, but the reality is I just can't be bothered these days, and I don't have time. And by the time I've done the other things that are non-negotiable to me, like getting up and running and working out and putting my son on the school bus, there's maybe 10-minute window or something to put on makeup, so it's the bare essentials. So here's my philosophy. Number one, lifestyle. So take care of your beauty from the inside out. So the inconvenient truth is that beauty, I don't think, comes in a cream. You do have to get some sleep, drink your water, work out, manage your stress. For me, I take collagen as well. There's a bunch of supplements I take as well, though I'm not here to talk about that really. And then superficially, what I would do is make sure that I have the best blank canvas to work with. And so I talk very openly about having Botox. I have fillers in my lips, so they're nice and plump. I have my eyebrows microbladed, and I have semi-permanent eyeliner on. So actually my face is pretty done, even makeup free. And I feel like all I need to do is put sunscreen on for a bit of a glow.
Yes.
I know.
Not just glow, protection as well, and prevention.
Of course. I know you are the sun protection queen, Letitia.
Though sunscreen is a good glow tip. Like, people always are using different primers with glow bases. And I'm like, just wear your sunscreen. It gives you heaps of glow.
I know, but that said, I was going to come on to primer being such an essential product because I personally like a no makeup look. I don't want anyone to see my pores, but I'm also not trying to have a full makeup look. I really respect and admire girls that wear a full face every day, but it's just really not me. It melts off. I'm too rough. I'm touching my face all the time. But primer is something that you can just, and there's lots of different kinds of primers, but the primers I love, I'll just dab it on my nose and my T-zone and it takes away my pores and it looks like no makeup.
So sometimes you would just wear primer.
Yeah, and that's it. Primer and lip balm, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing because you've got your liner, your brows, your lashes.
Well, let's talk about
concealer.
those.
Maybe I love my concealer.
I do love concealer too. Are you trying to tell me I need to use
No. I'm just thinking for myself. If I was to do that routine, I don't think I could leave the concealer out.
No, I would do that
just
too.
for my under eyes,
And if I were to keep it to 3, then I would do primer, concealer, and like a cream blush on the lips. That I would also use
blush,
on the cheeks and the lips.
And
and it's pretty. It's like a pretty little glow, and I feel like that's very youthful. But I do want to take a step backwards and talk about the brows and the lashes, and especially the lashes, because I feel like that's how we bonded. That's how we got to know each other. So let me just give some context. Basically, if you have a certain kind of face shape, I didn't know this until Letitia told me.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can explain it better than I will, but I'll give it a go. If certain kind of face shape and your eyes are kind of deep set, and you have this kind of brow bone that's quite prominent and long lashes, you will always end up with smudged mascara on your brow bone and also underneath. Did I say that right?
Perfect. It's a recipe for disaster in the mascara department because it kind of rhymes, doesn't it?
I liked it.
I love it. Recipe for disaster in the mascara department. Because yes, we kind of have a similar face shape where our eyes are kind of deep in our heads. There's not really a nice way to put it, but it's true that, when you look up, the lashes hit the brow bone and it creates lovely little like zebra lines on your brow bone. And the amount of times I've been bumping into people on the street and then checked the mirror on the back of my phone, I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
I had the lines on my eyes. Because, Hong Kong is a sweaty place in summer. And you're running around and then you don't check your mirror every 5 seconds and you meet someone and you've got these lines on your eyelids and you're like, oh, embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I have spoken to a lot of people about this and they say, well, you're obviously not setting your makeup properly. And look, maybe I'm not, but I also don't like a very, very set look. I feel like that's a bit, not cakey, that's the wrong word, but I like to keep it kind of dewy, and I think that's more youthful. But yeah, a million times too, I've looked in the mirror, or people have stopped me and been kind enough to say, your mascara is smudged, babe. Yeah. And when it was happening on the daily, I was like, okay, nothing is working, and I'm unwilling to use waterproof mascara because it's so drying. Yeah. So then I think you were the one that said to me, a lift is the answer.
With a tint.
A lift with a tint. Yes, because us blonde girls also have blonde lashes.
Yes.
So
mascara makes a big impact on our faces. But yes, I'm currently on the waterproof side of things, and I hate having to take it off at night. So when I did have my lash lift and tint a few months ago, it was amazing. I need to keep maintaining that.
It's life-changing. So which is a big statement. It's a big statement. Listen, I personally feel that anything that removes the need for me to take another step in the morning is life-changing. If I don't have to do my brows, life-changing. Don't have to wear mascara, life-changing. Just one less thing, right? If you can get down to a 1-minute makeup and look presentable, I'm not really here to try to, have the most amazing made-up face. I just want to look presentable. It's enough for me. And yeah, I feel like the lash lift and tint. Now, you do have to have something to work with, so it doesn't work on all lashes, but I do have long, thick lashes, so...
Most blondes, you know, we do have some lashes there. They're just
pale.
Invisible. Almost invisible. They're just pale and invisible.
So I feel like that's a good investment, because that's going to last 8 weeks, but the probably the best thing I've ever done is the brows, because that will last a couple of years. You wake up in the morning, you've already got brows. If you're a blonde lady that's got blonde brows and you've never had microblading or semi-permanent makeup, you know how it feels to wake up with no eyebrows and be that no eyebrow lady.
Like when you're at the gym or working out, your brows are not there.
I look back to photos of me before I had any of this stuff done, and I look really, really different. I look like I've got no eyebrows and no top lip. And people are going to be like, oh, I really want to see that photo now. But you'll never find it.
Should we put it up on the screen? Should we share it along? No.
I think we're probably not going to do
that. Okay, I won't do that to you.
But suffice to say, I'm an advocate of brows because they really frame your face.
Every makeup lesson I do with clients, even men's grooming for men's portrait headshots, I always feeling just mostly on the tail, give them a little bit of depth on the brows. Exactly, it's framing your face, and it goes a long way.
I had no idea that you also did men's grooming.
Do you know any men that need some makeup?
I know a lot of men that need some grooming.
Yeah.
But they're not aware of it.
Oh, how do we tell them subtly? That's the art.
It's another podcast.
How to tell your man they need grooming? That's a good
idea. In a really gentle, constructive way.
Okay. Yeah. Write that on the list for episodes.
I'm a big fan of the sandwich approach, where you give them like the good news and then the bad news, and then you finish off with some good news. So you're like, darling,
this is also good.
Here's a beer. You need some grooming. Would you like to have sex?
Sandwich. Love it.
This is a sandwich.
It's always the eyebrows of men that need, some attention. Attention is the right room for improvement. Yeah, I like to say.
Well, I think the same for women as well. My eyebrows always needed attention, but they kind of don't now. And what I'm looking for is, I don't mind paying or spending the time up front, but then I don't want to have to think about it for a while. And I feel like I've achieved that with my brows and my lashes. And even to some extent lip filler, because your lips are plump and they look really nice and you don't need to line them. And I don't really wear lipstick anyway, but I just feel like a little bit of balm goes a long way. As long as you're looking fresh and youthful and plump because you're hydrated and you've looked after yourself and you've got sunscreen on, you've got skincare on. Eating well. I know, all the annoying truths, people, sorry.
And you also have the liner on your eyes.
I do.
How long have you had the tattoo liner?
It's been a few years now. So what I wanted was like a cat eye liner, because I thought that would look amazing. But I'd love to get your opinion on this. It doesn't suit all eye shapes. It looks awful on me.
Yeah, it does not suit everybody, especially we have very similar eyes, our sunken eyes. It's hard because you have this kind of dip here. When you look up, it's not kind of visible, the wing, and it will fold weirdly. So it's quite difficult to put makeup on hooded eyes. It really works well on Asian girls because they have those
Yeah.
flat eyes. You can see it all.
So
it's easy
pretty.
to line it. It looks pretty on them. It accentuates. But for us, unless you're kind of have your head tilted up, you don't really see it. But when you're like this, looking with your chin down and your eyes up, you don't actually see the line, and it's I don't know.
It doesn't look right. So I saw it on lots of my Asian friends and thought, ooh, that looks really, really sexy. I want to do this. Tried to do it at home, failed multiple times. Thought, I'll go and have this tattooed instead.
But yours has like a little end,
It has a
but it's not a
little.
full cat eye.
Yes.
Which I think is wise for a tattoo.
So I was very lucky. I went to Princess Brows, and Rebecca was trained in Beverly Hills, I think. She is exceptional. She's the place I went to first get my brows done. And then I went back to have them done again a couple of years later. And that's when I asked her about eyeliner. And I told her what I wanted. But thankfully, she didn't just blindly accept my request. She drew it on and she was like, do you know what? It doesn't look good on you.
That's
and thank God
that's
she
a
did.
good technician. That's someone helpful. Yeah, sometimes the client doesn't
They don't
know enough or know what's best for them.
Yeah.
So telling them, gently that eyeliner or liquid, especially liquid liner, I hardly ever use it on clients because I have a lot of like Western clients. The Asian clients love the liquid liner and it works for them. But for like as you get more and more mature, it just doesn't look nice with crepey eyes.
It's too harsh.
Yeah.
And a nice blended,
Soft
smoky,
smudged line.
soft smudge.
It's much more
Yeah.
just
Forgiving, flattering.
forgiving. It wears better during the day. It's not flaking off little patches of the sharp straight line. Yeah, I'm not about a liquid liner.
Yeah. So I've had it for a couple of years. Rebecca counseled me and said, let's go a little flick, but not a lot. And I love it, but it is important, I would say, that I tint my lashes because otherwise I have this black line followed by slightly blonde lashes, and then I can't get away with not wearing mascara because it's quite obvious. But if I tint and lift, I'm good. Like, I'm totally good. I don't need to do anything.
Does the tint, when I had my lift and tint done, the tint wore off fast. Does it last for you?
Yeah, I was surprised. I think they say to me 6 to 8 weeks, and I would say I was on the longer end of that scale. I think it was 8 weeks or even a little bit more. It was okay. Oh. Yeah.
My lift definitely lasted a long time.
But the tint faded?
Faded. I do think that's down to skincare I use, exfoliants, acids, that wears off like the chemicals on the lashes. But the lift lasts until your lashes fall out. It's amazing.
And maybe because you're using waterproof mascara, maybe you're taking it off with something more abrasive than I am.
Yeah, true.
Whereas my eyelids might not even see mascara for weeks.
But it just started to fade, and then I needed to start adding mascara.
Yeah.
But a lot of where I went, they said that people come in like halfway through and get a tint again. A lot of blondes do that to get the tint topped up.
Well, that's a good idea. And actually, speaking to what you said about mascara, I'm not wearing any mascara now, and I won't wear it 90% of the time. But if I do put mascara on, I feel like I'm wearing falsies.
Yeah, because
It's
they're so
big,
perky.
Yeah.
Perky is the term for the lashes when you get a lift. It's amazing.
But I was so glad to have that conversation with you that first time about the smudging, because I felt like I was just an idiot that couldn't put mascara on, or I was buying the wrong mascara. But you were like, no, it's our face shape.
It's the face shape. It just is. So many people can have a great experience with one mascara, and then you and I could try it, and it's a mess on our face.
It's just not working.
It's the face shape. And plus Hong Kong is like notoriously bad for keeping any makeup on your face.
Excessively sweaty environment. Do you get sweaty?
Yeah. Especially with my makeup bag, between clients, going up and down
hills,
the mid-level hills
steps,
in Hong Kong.
rain.
Because we have this huge hill in Hong Kong where everyone lives on, and you look on your Google Maps at the client's address and it's like 11-minute walk. Cool, got it. No, you're a mess at the end. If you drive, the car has to go all the way around. Their cars can't just go straight up the hill. They have to go out to Admiralty to come back up to go to mid-levels. So you're just like, I'll just walk. You get to your clients. I'm like, sometimes I stand in the lobby first for a few minutes under the air conditioning before I go up the lift. Yeah.
Don't judge me, but I've started carrying a change of clothes with me at this point because if I have to run between meetings and appointments, it's really important to be presentable when I arrive. So sometimes I am a really hot, sweaty mess.
Find a bathroom and
change.
Outfit change. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
You do. So those are your tips you've got the brows, you've got the liner, you've got the lash lift, you've got a bit of needles, a bit of Botox in there.
Yeah.
And a combination of all those beauty things really help you get out the door super fast.
Yeah, definitely, because it really removes the need to do much else. It just means the blank canvas, as far as I'm concerned, is presentable. And look, so many women ask me about Botox and fillers and all of the other things that I've just mentioned, and they're scared to do it, and I completely hear that and I get that, because it is a really big step to go from 0 to 1. If you've never had any
needle type,
anything,
invasive thing.
and it's your face, right? So I get it. I think people aren't scared of the needles, they're scared that they're not going to like it. And if they don't like it, what's the impact of that going to be? Imagine you don't like your brows. That's a big one.
Yeah, I'm more scared of doing the brows than doing Botox, personally.
Well, what I would say is just make sure you go to somebody that has been recommended to you. Have them draw them on first. Just take your time and, have a think about the color tones. Maybe speak to a makeup artist about that. How warm do you want to go? How cool do you want to go? Because again,
blondes go cool, go cooler.
Yeah.
Because it's important. Like, I've spoken about that before in the past many times. A lot of brows products for blondes can be a bit too warm undertones, and it almost looks red on us.
I remember you saying that you went outside and your husband was like, "Oh, hi, ginger brows."
It's so true. When I try a new product and it's a fail, when you go outside and
does he give you a sandwich?
No, I need to tell him this technique. Oh my God.
You're so beautiful
He's just
today,
like,
but you have ginger brows.
No.
But I like your hair.
No. You should do that. That would be nice. No, he's just like, what happened to your brows? I'm like, what's wrong? Yeah.
No, go cool. Absolutely.
Cool for blondes.
Yeah. All the way. So I think, it's very natural to be concerned about having these things done, 0 to 1. But once you get to that 1, going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is
easy.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly, again, it's a very personal thing. But for me, no looking back, because it saves me tons of time. Obviously, everybody knows I work out loads in the morning. I get on Instagram and try and share some of that positive energy to get other people motivated.
Sarah's very positive on Instagram. Do follow her.
Sometimes hyper.
It's a lot of motivation. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, damn it, she posted that like 2 hours ago. She was already out running. I was still in bed.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's semi-annoying, but I also don't care.
No. I think you've got enough supporters there. We're like, keep going. Motivate us.
It's I don't know many people that don't feel better for getting up early, as hard as it is.
Yeah.
Everybody feels accomplished, happy.
So let's jump into some listener questions.
I'm so ready.
We've got some here. So Gemma said, if there was only one product you could use for the rest of your life, what would it be? You go first.
Do you know what? I reflect on this all the time, and I'm not quite sure what the answer is. It's between two. And I'm going to say primer. I know.
Go for it.
Oh, come on. Don't call me a cheater. Yeah, I'm going to say it's between primer and cream blush.
Really?
But I'm going to have to probably say primer, because I can pinch my cheeks. I can pinch my cheeks on a desert island if I needed to look very flushed.
Just for a selfie, you could quickly do a few pinches and like, I'm ready.
Victorian style. It's like a Victorian beauty hack.
They honestly did that, didn't they?
They did do that.
Yeah,
they did do that. And I feel like, in desperate times I can, but I don't have anything to create pore filling primer.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
No.
So it's primer. And not any old primer. It's got to be a good one. And I like the L'Oreal one, which is super cheap. Little tip from me to you. It's called Base Magique. It is like a miracle blur.
Can you find that here, or do you have to?
You can find it here, and it is. I don't know if I'm allowed to compare brands, but the obvious brand that you might all go to for your primer, it does the same but better.
Could be a sister company. You never know.
What would you do? What would you choose as your desert island product?
Do you know what I'm going to say?
Oh, concealer?
No.
Oh.
Well, I took this in a broad...
Sunscreen.
Yes.
But that's not a product. I feel like
I took this in a broad area, like skin, like if you're just talking about makeup, different, but 100% SPF.
Obviously, I'm going to choose SPF over primer.
Preserving our faces, yes.
I feel like I'm always getting told off. In the sun protection department.
Earlier today, Sarah was like, yeah, come over and, come in my pool, like in her building. It's so great. I tan. Oh, she realized who she was talking to and she like stopped mid-sentence. She's like, I do not tan. I was like, no.
Yeah, I really let it slip. I was like, yeah, come to the pool. We can hang. I'm there most Saturday mornings. That's where I I don't tan. I sit in the shade with a book and hydration.
Very good. Okay.
SPF 74.
So if it was my one product I could use for the rest of my life with makeup, I'm going to say, well, if I had all of your tips done and dusted, like if I had my brows tattooed on before I went on this island, if I had my lashes done before I went on this island, yeah, probably concealer.
I can goad you into all of those things.
Yeah.
I made this happen.
If it's not those things, I would need my brows on.
Yeah.
I think, because they make a big difference.
If I didn't have my brows done.
Or mascara.
No.
We're both cheating.
Obviously. If I didn't have my brows done, it would 100% be brows, because that makes the biggest, a brow pencil, for sure. That would, if I didn't have them microbladed, I could not live without a brow pencil. No way.
Okay.
Now we know.
Now we know. I need to work out how to get my brows microbladed. How do you keep your hair tame in the Hong Kong humidity?
Girl, if you know, tell me. Honestly,
Right.
honestly, I feel like I don't keep it tame. It's pretty messy, but I'm just trying to own that and roll with some beachy boho vibes. Even though that's not my intention, it's supposed to be very tame and groomed. It just isn't. So I'm like, okay, this is intentional. But for real, there's lots of different things that you can do. So you can get keratin treatments, which I find to be very, very effective. You can get the Brazilian blowouts, although I don't like to do those because they're, I believe, formaldehyde based. Don't come after me if that
I'm not sure about that, yeah.
old information, but I feel like
It could be true.
I think it is true, because you're not supposed to have it when you're pregnant or breastfeeding, and I remember that
So
from being
that's probably
pregnant.
true,
They may have advanced the formulation by now, but I haven't had it since. But that's a good one to do. And then Olaplex, I love using Olaplex on my hair. I feel like that's very, very taming. Loads of serums, loads of oils, and yeah, what else can you do? Just embrace. There comes a point where you're like, it's not going to be slick and perfect, so I'm just going to have to roll
Hong
with
Kong
it.
has got to be like the toughest on us for beauty things, right? For us, sweat and our hair. It's just tough.
We're in it together.
It's tough. Exactly. All the women here, we all have the same difficulties with this humidity. So, yeah, I just embrace my frizz. I'm learning to use some products and get better at dealing with the frizz, but without reducing the volume. So, it's a journey.
I think it is hard to control the frizz without weighing down your hair and having it greasy and claggy. We're already dealing with sweat and humidity. So it's a minefield. It's a minefield out there. I don't have all the answers. So, yeah, write in and tell us, people.
Share with us if you...
Share with us if you know. If you know, then do share.
Yeah, thank you. Another question we have from a listener is, will anything except surgery or filler help with the under eye bags and hooded eyelids?
I feel like that's a question for you, Letitia.
Yeah, it is. No.
But that's not very constructive.
Nothing. Filler is the answer for a lot of sunken under eye. Oh, the question is, was it under eye bags?
I think it's both.
Bags.
I think she feels that they are sunken, and so they give the panda eye. So maybe there's a color thing, but also...
Yeah, there's a different, like there's baggy under eyes or there's sunken under eyes. If you have sunken, honestly, only filler will fix that. And it's about lighting and good concealer.
So you can do the light tricks. If you don't, you're not going to fix it, but you can play tricks with light.
Yeah, for photography or for filming videos, don't stand under the kind of lights we have now and just get a good concealer, or you have to opt for filler. But bags, I feel like there is more options that don't involve needles or knives, where you could do some gua sha in the morning, some cold ice under your eyes. Those things can really help depuff and reduce the bags, but they're not going to remove the bags. But there's a few more things you could do for bag reduction than the hollowness, if you have that.
Okay, so hold up. I feel like bags are going to one is going to be concave and one is going to be convex, right? One we're dealing with hollow, the other we're dealing with actual puff that needs to come down. Okay, I got it.
So you can reduce the
puff.
You can help reduce the puff.
Fill.
You can't fill. No. I feel like there's a lot more tricks to do to reduce the puff, like even a cold spoon from the freezer.
Yeah.
Rubbing that under your eyes before you do your makeup, that can really help. Some gua sha massage, lymphatic drainage massage can really help. But with the hollowness, concealer.
I'm quite lucky. I do have a lot of friends on my Instagram that have had the teardrop filler, which is just right underneath. But I've never had that, so I can't speak from experience. But they do say that it has made a huge difference.
It does. Just go to someone that is very trustworthy, that you've seen what they've done on other people, like your friends, because it is one of the hardest areas on the face to put filler in and make it look natural, because the skin under your eyes is just so thin and they have to inject it a really skilled injector needs to do those ones.
Yeah, I really second that, actually. I mean, I have been to a few different clinics for Botox and filler, and some of them, it feels like a sausage factory, and you're just, you're just there.
Stay away.
It's highly commercial, and they're trying to upsell you, and you don't feel like you're being well looked after or listened to, and I'm not there for that. But the place I go to now, are we allowed to say the name?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Dr. Jolie at Jolie Beauty, and I love her because she just listens. She's highly skilled. She's an ophthalmologist. She's a legit
She's
doctor.
super smart. I've been to her before for laser. She's very smart, yeah.
And she just listens and she gets it done properly, and that's really all you're looking for. If you're going to go and have a scary treatment on your face, you just want it to be done well by a professional that is there to look after you as their patient.
And no upselling. Like, she's just
Zero.
there to hear what you want to get fixed. She doesn't push anything on
Nothing,
you.
ever.
She's a proper ophthalmologist, I think that's how you say it. So a proper eye surgeon. So she understands face anatomy and has a lot of confidence in dealing with your face, and especially she'd be great to go to for the under eye filler.
Yeah, some of my friends have been to her for under eye and they're very happy.
Yeah, she's a good one. Okay, last question is quite funny. How do you preserve your beauty?
Do you know what? I'm going to give you the inconvenient truth, and we've kind of already touched on this, but I would love to say that it comes out of a jar. And by the way, I don't always feel beautiful, so first of all, thank you. But I think it comes from your lifestyle and how you look after yourself and your confidence and how much you're willing to own your imperfections and not try and be perfect and not try and be beautiful all the time, but just be like someone that's showing up as comfortable in your own skin. I personally find to be extremely attractive in other people, that like level of confidence. So I think getting to, not being too cheesy, but having a bit of self-love, regardless of, the eye bags or the crow's feet or the, scars or whatever we might have, just embrace it and love yourself, because that always shines through. But then also have a lifestyle that, is going to help you along the way. Wake up and look in the mirror and feel good about yourself without having to put a ton of makeup on. So for me, that's collagen, supplements, sleep, hydration, fitness, managing stress. Obviously, I live a crazy, crazy life, so lots of that falls by the wayside sometimes, but it makes a difference.
All of that makes a huge difference in preserving your beauty and staying youthful for as long as we can, and sunscreen.
If I could give you one tip for the future, wear sunscreen. Finish on a cheese bomb.
Yeah. No, it's honestly the studies out there, aging is like 95% from the sun.
That's insane.
It's honestly the truth. A little bit is facial movements, but the rest, every skin problem you have, you think about it, the cause is the sun. The collagen loss, that is sun damage. That is just sun doing that. The freckles, the dark mark, that's all sun. So the sun degrades the quality of your skin. So then when you move, the wrinkles are going to happen faster because it's not as plump and it's damaged from the sun. So it all leads to the sun. So wear your SPF.
Okay, teacher. No, you are right, and I do know it. And I would just like to say for the record that I do wear sunscreen every day.
Yeah. She showed me a great sunscreen this morning that I want to try.
It's really nice.
It's lovely.
What's it called? Glow Screen by Supergoop.
Supergoop Glow Screen.
Very, very
it was
nice.
super glowy. Yeah, I'm going to have to go try that one.
Yeah,
I can't believe I've not tried it already.
I
have a long list of sunscreens to try, so it's...
I have seen your stories. You've got about 75 to go through first.
Not quite, but maybe like 7. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show, Sarah, and chatting with us. Don't forget to check out Sarah on Instagram at Sarah_Keates_. I hope you enjoyed it.
I had an amazing time. Thank you so much for inviting me to be your guest. Congratulations on the podcast. And yeah, thank you to everybody that's listening today. It means the world to us.
Yeah, it really does. Thank you, guys. So we'd love to see you tag us on the stories that you listen to the episode. Like, take a screenshot of your phone when the player is playing and tag both of us so we can see if you guys listened. And yeah, so if you have any more questions for either of us, you can always contact us on Instagram or on my Facebook group. And if you have time and you enjoyed this podcast, we would love you to leave a review on whatever podcast platform that you are listening to. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.